Originally released in 1988, this Taito shooter is probably better known in the West as Cloudmaster, thanks to the Master System port. To be completely honest, it's not one of Taito's best games, and in fact could be called a little racist due to certain caricatures of some Chinese enemies. Anyway, the game offers quite a challenge, if not a little mediocre in style. Throughout each stage you can pick up pots with Chinese characters on them. Each pot offers a different power up. The more you collect, the more you power up. Pretty standard stuff. There's also a few shops dotted through the stage, in which you can purchase a nice bomb weapon. Don't die though, otherwise you'll lose it and you get sent back to the last checkpoint. Surprisingly close to the arcade game, the Master System port comes from Hot B rather than Taito. However, they've done an excellent job. They've even made the hitbox smaller, allowing the game to become a little easier, which is no bad thing in this game's case. Overall, a pretty nice port that introduced many Western players to the game. Ported by a company known as Disco, the Famicom version follows the arcade when it comes to size of the hitbox. The problem is that the main player sprite is quite chunky, making it quite a tough game to beat. In fact, no matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't complete the first stage. Graphically, it's quite like the Master System, but with more washed out colours. based upon the Master System version, probably because this MSX port was handled by Hotbee. As you'd expect, the scrolling is jerky, but that's not the main issue here. The biggest problem with the MSX port is the constant slowdown and timing of your button presses. You see, sometimes you'll be pressing the fire button, but your little guy won't shoot anything because the MSX is working hard to figure out what to do next. There's no time to think about the player's control input, oh no. Sharp's own in-house development team ported Taito's arcade game to the X68000, and as expected, it's pretty much arcade perfect. It really is quite difficult to tell the difference between the two, although the Sharp version does seem to play a little easier. Very rarely does a console port of an arcade game not only play better than the original, but also looks better. This PC Engine version by Taito is actually called Gokuraku Chuka Taisen, and as you can see, it features all new graphics that really do make the original look even more drab than it already was. The play mechanics have also been given a twist. It's now possible to use the one button on the controller to turn your character around, so that he's able to shoot in the opposite direction. This may seem like a novelty, so to make use of this new play mechanic, the boss battles have been totally reworked. Now let's take a look at all versions of Chuka Taisen running side by side.